I'm Angie.
I'm Lou.
This is Lexi. we're Eat, Sleep, RV, Repeat.
And today we're going to show you a couple of things we're doing in the kitchen.
This counter, we want to flip the stove around sideways like Lou is just putting it now, so like that we get some counter space in the back, because the way it was before lengthwise there was just no space at all.
The heat trap, so it's going to smell.
Telling me it's plastic, and yeah, I can tap it on the top and see that it's plastic, but actually holding it, gosh.
We got visitors.
It's scary.
So it looks like the electric is right here, and the gas is right here.
So after a little further review, looking at like the fridge components outside, there's like 3 fingers worth of space between the fridge and the side wall. So we don't have to pull out the fridge. The whole purpose of pulling out the fridge was just to see if we had enough space to put a little fold-up table here. So once we put out this counter having that much space, we should be fine being able to put the little brackets on there. So no need to pull out that fridge anymore, but that was a good find. Thankfully there was nothing in there, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, so scary. Can you imagine opening that and then all the bees flying out?
The EpiPen was closed.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I had to run into the apartment if it would have come to that, but wow. So day 1 of prepping, we went ahead and got the stove out and the sink out and the little box underneath the stove that was holding it in place. We were planning on taking out the counter, but I think we're not because it's already 8:50 at night and Lou has to basically hammer. No, that thing. What's that thing called? The spatula thing, so like that it can break through the staples because the whole counter is stapled in and it's pretty late to make that much noise. So that is it for day 1.
I wasn't planning. I don't know what I was planning. I was just exploring. I wasn't really hoping to get this far today.
We got pretty far. We got pretty far.
Yeah.
It was just going to be experimental.
Yeah.
So maybe tomorrow we'll come back in and see what day 2 brings when it's daylight outside and we won't be disturbing neighbors with all that banging noise.
Which are probably signals.
So day 2, Tuesday, 6:30, and we're back at this. Right now Lou is unscrewing some of the screws that are holding the counter in place, and then back to where we left off yesterday, which is hammering this little thing through to try to break the staples that's holding the cabinet in place with there's wood all around the edges, and that's what's holding it up. So back to working on taking this off. The same little hives that we found yesterday outside of the fridge, there's another one inside, except it's orange. It looks different. Let me show it to you guys. So this one is smaller and it's orange, but look at the little holes here to come in and out. Oh my gosh. Is this common, you guys? Today we're going to go ahead and work on putting basically a sticker tile back here. And we decided, or Lou decided, because the one I picked, she's like, it's a little too busy, and then she showed me what she picked and I liked it more, which is basically like a white subway tile.
Yeah, it's a white subway tile.
So you'll see that now.
Since the counter has like a marble finish.
Right, it's like a bunch of little speckles.
I thought that maybe having a white background, well, we do have a white background.
Yeah, the white.
The walls are white. A white
but
tile
cleaner
background
yeah.
would look probably a little better.
Yeah, not so busy. Alright, Lou took off the housing on all of these electric bits and pieces. We marked the line of where we want the tiles to go, and we had to turn off the AC, so it's time to sweat because she has to mess with this electrical,
We'll have our hands around this.
Yeah.
Around it, so we don't want to get electrocuted.
Yeah, so...
I already got zapped once. That was not fun.
Alright, so time to put up these sticky tiles.
Let's do this.
I'm gonna have to show you a little after. It was a little bit harder than what I expected. I thought, okay, a peel and stick, we'll just align it, take off the paper and start smoothing it out. But it's not that easy. And Lou told me that she's seen a lot of our viewers say that it's difficult.
I've watched a couple of videos just to get an idea of what I was getting myself into. And everyone said, oh, you know, we thought it was going to be really easy, and it wasn't. And I totally get that now. Like the alignment between one tile and the next, it's like precision, you know, because if you get it wrong, it's very visible, you know.
And then if you have a wall like ours that you have to cut out multiple little areas, forget about it.
and those are like right next to each other.
Yeah.
That was like the kicker. Yeah. Because when we got to this one, since it was so far away, it was comfortable to cut around there. But those are like right next to each other, and that was
one
trying.
square we had to cut two different. One square had both of these.
Yeah.
So it was pretty
we ruined a couple of them.
2 of them. The pack came with 10, we ruined 2. Not a big deal. We didn't use them all.
Right.
But yeah, let me show you an after. And if you're planning on using sticker tiles, don't. The counter that we bought is going to have a lip that's going to come up, and the lip is going to cover part of this. So we brought that low enough so like that it'll be like nice and smooth all the way across. That's it. We want it to come just a little bit under the hood. Happy Friday! At least it's Happy Friday for us. It is Friday night and we are continuing with the counter, the bottom. So that's
shelf.
Yep. So that's the piece that's Lou took out, and now it's just a matter of basically cutting in half. Woo!
Taking the staples out, then cutting it.
So all that hammering is removing the staples, and then we're going to cut it in half so that half of the counter is
Half
for
of the shelf.
half of the shelf, under counter. Fine, she keeps correcting me. Half of the shelf is for storage, whereas the other half is the sink and our garbage can. And then we're gonna have like a little area that we can put a few Tupperwares. And we decided, next to the garbage, we decided to go with like this type of storage. We can probably stack up 5 or 6 of them in there, and that will basically be the junk drawer and like all of our electric cords or whatever. So that'll go next to the garbage, and we are set. So let's go back to watching Lou cut this stuff. First things first is removing like these supporting beams. We already got 3 of them, actually 4 of them off. 3 of them off. Now she's taking off the 4th one. And then it's about removing all these staples. Alright, so those supporting beams she took off the shelf itself. She's going to go ahead and just screw it right into the trailer now. And then afterwards we can put like nail glue on the top, and then the shelf will go directly on it with nail glue instead of staples. Lou's favorite thing to do in the world, measure. I had to. So this is going to be the supporting beam that's going to be standing to hold the shelf in place. So she's measuring what needs to get cut. Time to cut. So that's the notch that's going to go over the wheel well. Yeah, perfect, babe. Good job. Alright, so we already put this together, cut it, screwed in, as you'll see here, like the little supporting beams. Alright, so that is in, screwed in place. You can even see the little screw there on the floor, screwed in on the side. And time to cut this baby. Gotta reduce it down to 17.5 inches. Stoked, it's looking good. Who's putting on the little end pieces? There's one on the front, and she's putting the one here on the side. Just gotta clean it down and nail glue it in place. Or are you gonna screw it down to the little supporting beams? What's your plan?
I think I'm gonna nail it.
Nail glue it is. So awesome sauce. After mentioning it on camera, now she decided to go ahead and screw it.
You brought it up.
I did bring it up. I take full credit. I just think that the screws is going to be probably a little bit more sturdy. Finally going to install the new countertop that we bought. It's like that it blends in with our color scheme. They didn't have the size that we needed, so we got a little bit bigger. So the part that we're cutting off that's bigger is actually going to be the folds up part of the counter. So it's not going to go to like not being used. So that's perfect. we have to cut that off so like that it can be flush against the wall. So that has to get cut. And then obviously we're gonna cut, I think it's, I don't remember exactly, but probably like 10 or 11 inches off, which is gonna be the fold up. And then we have to cut the hole for the sink. Alright, so Lou went ahead and already removed the little lip that was sticking out. Now I'm gonna come through here and sand all this down so it's nice and smooth, same as the top. So it's nice and counter is all done. It's flush on all sides. Now the scary part. Time to cut out the hole for the sink. I know Lou is very worried about this part. Right, babe? Yeah, she's nodding back there. Alright, time to mark underneath the cabinet. Double checking that the hole fits in where we just marked. So that's what she needs to cut. After the cutting and plenty of sanding and even a little bit more trimming, it is time.
I think we're there.
It's time to drop in the sink. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Woohoo! Look at that, guys. Bye-bye plastic sink. Hello, nice sink. Alright, job isn't done yet. We've marked where we have to put the hole for the faucet. I was like so caught up in helping Lou by holding the counter while she made the hole that I completely forgot to grab the camera and record that process, but it's not that big of a deal. Let me turn the camera around, show you the placement of the hole and the drill set to make the hole. I guess it's what it's called, I don't know. So there is the hole all done, and this is the set that we bought at Harbor Freight. That's for the sink itself. This was another one that Lou had bought, a different set, but the depth of it wasn't wide enough for the hole, so we couldn't like make the complete hole all the way down. So I had to go back to Harbor Freight to buy another one. I believe it's ½ an inch if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, awesome set for 10 bucks. Can't go wrong. So Lou is done sanding the little hole. We are ready to test it with the faucet. Although the sink and the faucet aren't going to go in right now, it's just to see if everything fits. Fabulous. Because now we got to lay the counter in the kitchen with the construction Gorilla Glue that we bought and let that set overnight. Ooh, the whole shebang. See the sink together with the faucet? After a little bit of sanding, it was much smoother this time.
Yep.
I like you guys. So this is the side that's against the pantry. So this is where I'm going to put the stove top on and off whenever we need it, and the coffee pot and the NutriBullet in the back. So imagine. And then this is the side that's going to be for chopping, prepping, whatever. When I need to bust out the Instant Pot or the air fryer, that's what it'll go. And then the little piece we cut off is going to basically go right underneath this and then folds up as needed. And that fold up is basically going to block the door though. But it gives us more counter space. She's cleaning this up so like that we can glue it down.
It's gluing the counter down time. We got there.
We
finally got there.
Finally.
After all my sanding for millimeters.
So she told me to get construction glue, and this was, here we go. Construction adhesive, heavy duty ultimate, and it's Gorilla Glue. So that's what we're gonna go with. So Lou has got the construction glue all throughout the counter.
Actually, need to put more over there.
Right here in the middle? Yeah. Alright. And as well as the bottom of the counter. Once again, I didn't prop the freaking camera to capture us putting it up, but no big deal. It was just us lifting it, placing it on top, and pressing in.
Yep.
That is it. Now we're just going to lay this tarp on top of this and then lay some huge bricks that we have on top of the tarp so that it can get weighed down overnight.
And then tomorrow we'll install the sink and the faucet.
There we go.
And after that, we'll caulk. Gorilla Glue is amazing.
It's heavy duty. That Gorilla Glue is like super thick, heavy duty. Alright, time for Lou to stop giving Lexi love. Because it's time to connect these faucets. The faucet, not faucets. That's right, it's just the one. I think I was thinking about the hoses, but whatever. You know what I mean. Faucet's going to be put on hold because turns out there's something that we need. Story of our lives. There's always something that delays us. And Home Depot's already closed for the day because they close at 6 and it's Friday night after work. So tomorrow morning we're going to have to run to Home Depot. Let me show you more or less what it is that we're looking for, even though we don't know what it is ourselves. Or do you want to show right back there behind me? No, hold on. Oh, okay. So it looks like this piece is basically the same as this piece and they don't go together. So we need something to be able to put them together. So we'll figure that out tomorrow at Home Depot. Alright, so the faucet's going to be put on hold because turns out there's something that we need. Story of our lives. There's always something that delays us. And Home Depot's already closed for the day because they close at 6 and it's Friday night after work. So tomorrow morning we're going to have to run to Home Depot. Let me show you more or less what it is that we're looking for, even though we don't know what it is ourselves. So it looks like this piece is basically the same as this piece and they don't go together. So we need something to be able to put them together. So we'll figure that out tomorrow at Home Depot.
Hi guys, so I'm here by myself because Angie went to Home Depot, Lowe's, one of those places for like the 5th time. Poor thing. We're having a bit of an issue getting adapters for the faucet. I think right now we've got everything we need for the faucet and now she's working on the trap for the sink. So right now I'm just going to show you how I'm going to try to put the faucet together. Okay, stick around, let's see what happens. So I've got here plumber's putty. I'm going to use some plumber's putty just around here, around the outside of the hole. And then once I have it in place and secured, I'm going to put silicone to seal it, to make it waterproof. So yeah, I'm going to use this for the faucet for the hole. I'm going to use this for the square for the sink. And I'm going to use this in the sink drain as well. And the silicone I'm going to use around the sink and around the faucet. That's it. Here we go. This is the piece with a little gasket, and I'm just going to screw this into the metal piece that sticks out with this on it, and that's pretty much it. We connect it to the PVC pipes that are in there originally. So I'll see if I can get a shot in here.
So Lou has cut that white pipe down so that the cord from the sink wouldn't have to be so curled up with that pipe being long and this pipe being long. Like that, there'll be a smoother flow of the water coming through. And now she's tightening it up with those clamps, and then that little, I don't know, adapter or something that we rescued from the one it had before she cut it.
So in the sink goes. So the second we have to put putty underneath the drain area. So time to play with more Play-Doh. Pipe is going in, getting connected to the sink. We are finally reaching the end of the kitchen counter. Alright, so let's show you an after of the kitchen counter. Well, the kitchen, I should say. We have the tile, the counter, the faucet, the sink. The end cap. So all that is missing for the kitchen is the fold-up table and putting in the panel for the fridge with the chalk. Alright guys, thank you so much for coming along on our kitchen remodel journey. If you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up. Comment down below if there's anything that you like, that you feel that you would do, that you wouldn't do.
If you haven't subscribed, please do so now. Make sure you hit the little bell icon so you can get notified every time we upload a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.